The bowling team concludes the regular season.
The basketball loses at NIT.
All this and more on the Penguin Rundown. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Penguin Rundown. I'm John Ostapowitz alongside Sean Hitt, and what a week it has been for sports here at Youngstown State University. A lot of teams not only away but also coming home for the first time this season. And Sean, can you tell us a little bit more about those teams that have been home?
Oh yes, so the softball team, the baseball team, they're all coming home for some matches, and it's good. It's good to see everybody coming back.
You're absolutely right, Sean. And when you talk about the men's baseball team, they really had such a great home opener on March 16th and 17th as they took on the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. The Penguins started strong with an 18-3 victory in Game 1, having 21 hits in the matchup. Senior Braden O'Shaughnessy hit a grand slam as he had 3 hits in Game 1 in the victory over Oakland. On March 17th, the Penguins played a doubleheader as the Penguins fell short, losing Game 1 10-13 to the Golden Grizzlies. Senior Andre Good was a standout as he went 2 for 4 and had a 2-run double with 3 RBIs in the game. The second matchup in the doubleheader was another close loss for the Penguins as they fell to Oakland 2-5. O'Shaughnessy led the Penguins with 2 hits in the game as the baseball team will be back on the field to take on non-conference opponent Bowling Green University on March 22nd.
The men's basketball team finished its historic season with a heartbreaking loss to Oklahoma State University in the National Invitational Tournament on March 15th. Oklahoma State had 5 players score in double figures and defeated Youngstown State 69-64. Senior Dwayne Cohill scored a game-high 25 points in his final collegiate game, while senior Brand Rush added 12 points to secure a Penguins victory. The men's basketball team's record-breaking season at the Division I level ends with a 24-10 record. For more on the men's basketball team season, let's send it over to Matt Maher and Dylan Lux at the roundtable.
Thanks, guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Roundtable. I am Dylan Lux.
I'm Matt Maher.
And Matt, the Penguins men's basketball team had a historic season this year, 24-10 overall, which tied the franchise record in wins set in 1963-64 season. 15-5 in the conference, which was good enough for first place in the Horizon League, giving them their first ever regular season title.
Yeah, and none of that would have been possible without at least these 4 starters here. Dwayne Cohill, 18 points per game on average, totaling 611 points this season, most by anybody on the Penguins. Brandon Rush, 13.9 on average, 473 points total. Malik Green with 13.5, and Adrian Nelson as well with 13.5, both totaling 458 points this season, which is incredible.
Absolutely. These guys played a key role in this team's success and were a big reason as to why this team was a record-breaking year. We were first in the Horizon League in the scoring offense department and first in assists and assist-to-turnover ratio. We were also second in the Horizon League as a team in field goal percentage.
Yeah, and just continuing on with those individuals there, Dwayne Cohill earned first-team All-Horizon this year with those 18 points per game on average and was shooting 43% from the three-point line. Adrian Nelson earned third-team All-Horizon League honors with those 13.5 on average and 1.5 assists per game. You have Brandon Rush, third-team All-Horizon as well with 13.9 and shooting 37% from that three-point line. And John Lovelace Jr. coming in with that all-freshman team in the Horizon League honors. Sure, 4.3 points per game on average, but how about that 52% field goal percentage? You're going to get that every time.
John Lovelace Jr. is going to be a threat come a few years for these Penguins. Of course, this wouldn't be possible without Jared Calhoun winning Horizon League Coach of the Year, an absolutely incredible year for him. This is his 6th year with the Penguins. He's had 96 wins in his career at YSU, 220 and 134 all time. And of course, this is his first ever. He led the team to their first ever 24-win season at the D1 level.
Yeah, and Adrian Nelson earned his was second in Horizon League in rebounds. First with the defensive rebounds. Malik Green had second in the Horizon League with field goal percentage. Yeah, Dwayne Cohill second in the Horizon with an assist, and then Bryce McBride led the Horizon League in assists in turnover ratios. Dwayne Cohill was also one of 3 players to have a 40-plus point game this season, only up there with Trey Calvin and Antoine Davis in the Horizon League.
Absolutely. That is some elite company to be in. Antoine Davis, of course, almost breaking Pete Maravich's record this season. So elite company for Dwayne Cohill, and definitely an all-time Penguin name for sure. Of course, this season was the team's first ever National Invitational Tournament berth. The NIT, after winning the regular season title, took a tough loss to Oklahoma State in that game. Such an incredible, valiant game for the Penguins, but just couldn't pull it out in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? They were able to get at least one playoff win this year against Detroit Mercy in the Horizon League tournament, which was very impressive, very cutthroat to the end. An exciting game.
Absolutely, especially against a man such as Antoine Davis. Yeah. Again, leading scorer in the Horizon League, and again, almost a record-breaking year for him. And yeah, absolutely, putting us in the Final Four in the Horizon League, giving us a berth to Indianapolis. So, again, a great season. And although the postseason didn't go the way we wanted it, still a historic year, and the Penguins should be proud of what they've done.
No, absolutely. And you know what? They were able to keep Antoine Davis from reaching that record as well, which is something that says, well, just very impressive to keep somebody like that off the board from being able to.
Field goal percentage.
Oh, absolutely. Can't beat that.
No, you cannot. And that is all the time we have for today at the Roundtable. I've been Dylan Lux.
I'm Matt Maher.
And we're going to send it back to Sean and John.
Thanks, Dylan and Matt. The women's bowling team was back in action this past weekend as they competed at the Vanderbilt Music City Classic March 17th through 19th to conclude the regular season. Youngstown State lost their opening match Sunday morning to number 5 Stephen F. Austin 4-3 by dropping the opening game of the best of 7 matches 246 to 243. The Penguins would go on to win 3 of the next 4 games to take a 3-2 lead. Unfortunately, Stephen F. Austin would bounce back to win the final 2 games to send the Gwens into a matchup with the 8th-seeded Maryville Saints. YSU would prevail over Maryville in 7 games. The match was highlighted by a high pinfall of 279 over 3 games. The bowling team will be back in action this weekend as they will begin postseason competition at the Southland Bowling League Championships from Friday, March 24th through Sunday, March 26th at the Rowlett Bowlerama in Dallas, Texas. Seeding and matchup pairings for the conference tournament will be determined this week.
The YSU tennis teams had a very busy weekend as both the men and women teams competed on the road. The women would take the short trip down I-76 on Friday to take on Duquesne in Pittsburgh. They would have a great showing as they took down the Dukes by a final of 5-2. The Gwens would end up winning all 3 doubles matches, which included the dynamic duo of Lily Minich and Cecilia Rosas, winning 6-3 at number 1. Aliska Masarikova and Eliza Rigazio at 6-3 in number 2, and Julia Marco and Lena Grayling capping off with a 6-4 win at number 3. The Magic continued into singles play, with Minich taking a 6-2 victory and Rosas dominating with a 6-1 score. Other singles wins would come from Rigazio at 6-3 and Moka Ito compiling a 6-2 total. The men, on the other hand, would do double duty on Friday as they took on Illinois State and UNCW in Wilmington, North Carolina. The Penguins would excite with a double 4-3 win over Illinois State, but would unfortunately fall to the Seahawks from UNCW 4-0 shortly after. Against the Redbirds, the team would pick up 2 doubles wins with Clement Mainguy and Nathan Favier having a hard-fought victory at 7-6 at number 1, and Laurentiu Monicescu and Harry Fuzas coming away with a 6-4 edge at number 3, Mainguy. Mainguy, Favier, and Fuzas would also pick up singles victories to lead the charge for the Penguins. Despite the following setback to the Seahawks, there was positivity with David Alvarez, Moreno, and Will Everett picking up a doubles win with a 6-3 tally and number 2. The trip in Wilmington was supposed to continue on Saturday against DePaul, but the match was canceled due to rain. The men will head back home this weekend as they play host to Horizon League foes Northern Kentucky and IUPUI on Saturday and Sunday, respectively, with both those matches starting at 1 p.m. The women will also be back home when they welcome Cleveland State on April 1st at 11 a.m. For stats and more on all of those matches, go to ysusports.com.
The YSU men's golf team kept the ball rolling as they traveled to Urbana, Maryland to compete at the Carpetbagger Classic at the Wilmington Manor Golf Club. Fifth-year senior Brian Corduple got it going as he would tie for the individual and help lead the team to a 4th overall finish. YSU would go on to post a 305 first-round score, which placed them 9th overall, then take them into the second round where the team scored a 294 total, which moved them up 5 spots, and having the best 2-round play this season of 599. The score of 294 was the second lowest team score of the tournament. Redshirt junior Dean Ostrauch finished with a career round score of 149 with scores of 78 and 71 respectively. He earned the best individual finish of his career. Freshman Jacob Silak completed his best career 2 rounds with a total of 152 with scores of 78 and 74. It was a hard-fought matchup as the Penguins got past the Howard Bison and just finished right behind Navy by 5 strokes. Up next for the men, they will stay on the road where they will compete at the Don Banal Spring Invitational at Highland Golf and Country Club in Indianapolis, Indiana for March 27th through 28th. For stats and more, go to ysusports.com.
Last Sunday, the YSU women's lacrosse team traveled to Buffalo, New York to play the Canisius Golden Griffins. Not only was the weather cold, but so was the Penguins' offense, only being able to muster up 3 goals in the game. Canisius was powered by an 8-0 run starting from the first quarter and going into the third. The final score of the game is a Golden Griffins win, 15-3. The 3 YSU goals came from juniors Aaron Clark and Jordan Miller and graduate student Ali Corinne. The Penguins will have a week to unwind and will be back in action next Tuesday to play the Pitt Panthers on the road. First draw is set for 4 p.m. Now let's take it over to Noah. Noah Ricks
For your
Thanks, guys. Our play of the week belongs to graduate student Ali Corinne of the lacrosse team. Now we're going to take a look at this footage right here against Canisius on Sunday. In the 15-3 setback, she would get this hard drive. She would actually pick up one of the team's 3 goals, but we would like to congratulate Ali Corinne on picking up this accomplishment. Guys, back over to you.
Thanks, Noah, and that is all the time we have today at the Penguin Rundown. And as always, make sure you check out your sports here at YSU. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Penguin Rundown 1 on Instagram and Twitter. I've been John Ostapowicz.
and I'm Sean Hitt.
Saying so long from beautiful Youngstown, Ohio.